Hello scrappers and planet lovers, Tin Man here with another video. So I had a few questions from a beginner scrapper about stereo systems, equipment, radios, and one of their questions was about some old MP3 dock stereo systems like this. And their question was, are they worth even opening, or should they just cut the cord if there is a cord here and bring it in as is and get appliance or electronic weight price? Currently, right now, it's about 5 cents a pound Canadian, just bringing this in. This one here weighs 3 pounds. The one behind it weighs about 2.5 pounds. So better than nothing, but just want to see what's inside of it, show you the metals inside to help that person determine if it's worth it or not. This one will have a small transformer, so gonna focus on this one actually. As well, what I love about this one is it has a really nice appliance wire to it, appliance cord, and this alone is probably going to be worth more than this thing as is in its entirety. So, gonna open it for you, show you what's inside, and more importantly, how to separate the metals properly and help you determine if it is worth it or not. The nice thing about this is once I do remove the goodies out of here, I can still close it up and get the remainder electronic weight price for the rest of it. So it's going to be 100% scrappable. For the sake of time, I have gone ahead and removed the outer screws. There are 2 small ones just on the bottom left that I have to get out. But that's it. There we go. Very small screws. This one I think is stripped, so I'm hoping this will open. There we go. Put on some safety glasses. See if I can pry this open. Oh, I think. There we go. So, very small item. 2 speakers inside of it. These speakers, I could actually take them off, put them into tin. There is some nice ferrite around there. Speakers are something I've also actually done magnet fishing with because of the magnet. It does work with small items, and I will include the link to that video with magnet fishing with stereos or speakers, sorry. So if you're interested, go check it out. But these, if I was to take them off, they are going to be magnetic. So I am going to get tin price for that. So that is a question to factor in. Is it worth taking it off or leaving the plastic on? These will, like I said, give me a little bit of weight. And for 5 cents more a pound, it might offset the plastic. The unfortunate thing, though, is if I do take these off, this is going to have to go into the garbage. But again, speakers are a great item. There is a little spool of copper that comes off of them. You can just see right there the little tail end piece of copper. So there is a small bit, but this is going to be right here. 2 things that I want to focus on. The first one is this appliance wire. So I'm going to cut this off first. This one here did not have the appliance wire. This one has a battery, so it's battery operated. So I will say I like this one way more because just this cord alone is going to give me more money than this whole thing combined. So I'm just going to slide this out here. Hopefully pull that. There we go. Okay, so here we go. 40% appliance wire you see here. This right now is going for $1.77 a pound in London, Ontario. So an excellent price. It does have as well on it some brass prongs. Some people leave these on for the weight. I do pull these off, put them into my brass. Currently right now, brass is going for $3.45 a pound. So it does not take a lot to add up in weight. I have a nice big 4-liter container that I've just been throwing this in. So looking forward to cashing in on that. I'm looking long term, but again, it does depend on the scrapper. But either way, nice appliance wire here, 40%. Inside here also is my moneymaker number 2, my transformer. This transformer is gonna have some copper in it, number 2 copper. And currently right now, number 2 copper is going for $4.88 a pound in London, Ontario. So I will say to that scrapper right now, this one is definitely worth opening, getting out that transformer for sure. The appliance wire, we've already discussed that, but this transformer is well worth it. Right now, scrapper's gold, copper continues to be so. And when we look, someone asked me, what is our scrapper's silver? I'm going to say brass. The last question was, what is our scrapper's, I guess, bronze, if you will? And I don't know. For me, I would say it's going to be extrusion. Extrusion is a form of aluminum. Looks like it's been put through a mold or a press. And that currently right now is going for $1.16 a pound in London, Ontario. But I could also argue aluminum siding right now is also taken off in London, Ontario. It's $1.09 a pound right now. So you never know, prices do change, but copper is our scrapper's gold. So just want to open this up to show you. There are different styles of transformers. And the nice thing about these transformers is once I remove the copper, the rest of the shell is still going to go into my tin. So still going to get the 10 cents a pound for the shell, as well as all of the sides to this. So these are very simple to open. There's the two spools right there. I am just going to start this for you. I do have a video on just on transformers. There are different styles, different models, but just going to start with this one to show you. I will include the link to that video in my description. But these ones do have two spools of copper. And what happens is these tin pieces are almost like an E. They will actually intertwine. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to use my claw hammer. I'm going to break this up to loosen up these teeth. Some of the transformers you have are going to be heavily taped, so it does make it a little bit harder to separate them. This one obviously does not have tape on it, but again, just going to use the claw hammer here. Okay, so you can see right here, it does start having a few little teeth popping up. And all I'm actually going to do, some of them will have a little piece like this. You do want to make sure you have a pair of safety glasses on, but there it is. Very simple pulling this out. There is my prong. Now I'm going to go from the other side, pop it up. Okay, some of them are not as easy as this, but there is my E, if you will. And what happens is these will go intertwined as such. Okay, so I'm just going to keep doing that. I will put a small bucket down here and I just drop them right in there off camera because I'm not doing this whole thing. But look how easy these are sliding off of that. Pretty easy. Okay, doesn't get easier than that. But if it does stop, you just have to make sure you hit it with a claw hammer again. Okay, and again, there they go. They're going to start falling out. So look at that. Pretty easy. So transformers, excellent source of scrap copper. I will include full weight breakdown in my comment sections for tin, copper. And I mean, there's not a lot of copper, but there's, at least 2 or 3 ounces. It's better than nothing. And again, when I'm looking at an item like this, it's something that will add up. Last thing I want to look at is my circuit board. Here is another piece of aluminum. This is an aluminum heat sink. And this is going to be a form of clean sheet aluminum. There are a lot of heat sinks that we look at. They're called extrusion. So extrusion, for example, this is another heat sink I just pulled off of something else. Notice the grooves in that. Extrusion is any type of aluminum. It looks like it's been put through a mold or a press. That is different from this piece here. This is going to be clean. But no matter, this is going to still go for about 50 cents a pound. Extrusion, $1.16. And the nice thing about this is it also has a small MOSFET on it. That MOSFET right there is actually going to be number 2 copper as well. I do pull these off. I have a nice big bin of them, and I get number 2 price. There are different styles, and I have had several people comment that their scrapyard rejected these because this style, they said, is too much plastic. And I would say to those people, hold on to them. Don't pass them up. You are going to find a buyer considering the demand for copper. So again, there is some that are full black like that plastic coating. There are some that have a metallic top to it. There's some, if you turn the edge of it, it shows copper. But this, if I broke it open, it will reveal a little bit of copper. So again, these are number 2 copper. And if in doubt, if you want to just have 2 separate containers, the ones like this that are all plastic, put those into one container, and the ones that have the metallic look on the top, put those in a different one. Worst case scenario, the people at the scrapyard are just going to put them together. If they're mixed and your scrapyard says they don't take these, again, you're either going to just take a hit with price or profit, or you're going to take the whole thing. So it's up to you, but if in doubt, separate it. It's easier for you. Okay. And the last part, this circuit board here, again, because this is going to be electronic price, 5 cents a pound, just going to actually leave this as is. These little transformers here do have a small bit of copper on it. I will break those open and get that copper. But again, this aluminum, nice little piece here as well. Just going to break that off. There are a few screws. Yep, I got to get to it. But the rest of this is just going to be e-waste. There, just pop that off. I have to get that screw out. There's another MOSFET down there. There is the one that shows the metallic top to it. So right there, that's attached to the screw. So I am going to get that off as well. But the rest of this circuit board is going to go into my e-waste. Another item that you want to look at are these outlet prongs. A lot of your stereo systems have these, the ports. And this is actually a piece of brass. So just going to actually pull this out, this pin. That is brass, okay? This tip is also brass. Just going to show you with a file. I'm hoping the lighting is good enough in here, but want to show, it is hard to see. Hopefully you can see that, but it's glistening yellow, so brass. And this shell as well. Unfortunately, these shells, because of the plastic inside, you're not going to get clean brass price, but these are brass as well, okay? So you could actually just set these off. You could actually use a pair of needle nose and try and pop that plastic out of there. Or you could just put these into a separate container and get dirty brass price. Better than tin and better than e-waste price. So that is also another option, but these are brass. Okay, and that is really it for this MP3 port. There's not much left to this. This I'm actually just going to throw right into my tin because of this part. The only garbage on this is going to be this. And I probably could get away with just taking this circuit board and leaving it as e-waste. But again, there's a lot of plastic on here and just a small circuit board. So I will just take that circuit board off. This is going to go into the garbage, but that's it. And I will put final breakdown comparing prices of the items here to see if it was worth it. Didn't take me long at all, so that's definitely a plus. I do have to factor in when we talk about scrapping, you know, time versus amounts or quantity or items in these. So that's something you do have to factor in. But again, didn't take me much time to do. There is a copper transformer in there. There is an appliance wire. And there is some tin coming from the speakers, as well as a little bit of copper from going from the speaker to the middle part of that. So again, hopefully that answered that for you. It does depend on the type of scrapper you are, but there are some goodies in that one. The other one is heavy, so there is going to be a speaker in this as well. Not too sure if there is a transformer. I don't really see the screws on this, so I am going to have to probably work on this a little bit to try and find them. Not sure if they're underneath or hidden, or I may just break this open to see what's inside using a hammer. So I just wanted to show that, answer that question for that beginner scrapper. I look forward to working with this scrapping community, helping people not only, you know, help clean this earth up, but also helping people maximize their profit from separating these items and seeing a lot of new people getting into scrap. Although that's not good for me trying to pick up items, it is good environmentally. So again, thank you for that question. Please keep them coming. I look forward to the questions, feedbacks, comments. Please like, share, subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next one. Tin Man out.